And now let's follow a pump packing installation procedure. Keep in mind that leak control is essential in keeping all mechanical equipment in good working order. The goal of this training is to show all stages of packing installation. This will guide mechanics and operators to get the most out of the performance of the packing. Accomplishing this is easier when following the correct guidelines and procedures. Make sure you have all the tools and materials needed for the packing installation. You should have the specified packing set, a table or manual packing cutter, packing extractors, remover, positioners, a compatible lubricant, a flashlight, a mirror, among other minor things. Are you ready? So let's start. Switch off the equipment and hang the following warning sign. In maintenance, do not turn it on. Please do not ever forget to isolate the area before starting your job. And of course, check the pump and make sure that it has been turned off and drained. Before starting your job, make sure that you know the packing size or cross-section, the number of rings, the position of the lantern ring in the packing box. First, remove the gland and check for corrosion and packing box clearance. With the extractor or packing puller, remove all existing rings and the lantern ring. Make sure you have removed all of the rings. Be careful not to cut or bruise your fingers, hands, or arms. Examine the packing box for wear and cleanliness conditions. Examine shaft concentricity relative to the packing box. Check the box button for clearances and excessive erosion. It is important to thoroughly clean the packing box and to perform the following actions and observations. Recommended radial clearance. Gland and shaft. FSE equals 0.40 to 0.50 millimeters. Gland and box. FSC equals 0.25 to 0.30 millimeters. Box and shaft. FCE equals 0.25 to 0.40 millimeters. Warping. EM up to 0.025 millimeters. Examine, clean and lubricate each packing ring, nut and gland ring. Surfaces and packing grooves in contact with the nuts must also be cleaned. If any of the listed components are defective, replace them. All packing sets should be the specified material. To define the packing size or cross-section, subtract the inside diameter from the outside diameter and divide the result by 2. This should be the correct packing cross-section. Next, define the number of rings by dividing the depth of the packing box by the packing cross-section. Now we can move on to the next step, which is to cut the rings. Use the formulas in a manual to establish the correct ring length. With a cutting device, cut the rings at 45-degree angle for up to 3/4 inch packings, or 90-degree for packings larger than 3/4 inch. Be careful not to cut your hands with the knife. Use the proper cutting device to cut the packings on the workbench. Make sure you rub the cutting area with PTFE tape, or if temperature inside the packing box is higher than 200 degrees centigrade, use masking tape instead. By rubbing the packing at the cutting area, you will prevent the fibers from opening or fraying when cutting. Cut all rings in succession and set them aside for installation. If a workbench cutting device is not available or difficult to reach, use a manual cutting device. Please follow the same criteria regarding dimension calculations and tape wrapping off the packing. Lubricate the rings one at a time with Vaseline, silicone, or other compatible and approved lubricant. Do not use grease, since the soap that forms makes packing removal difficult. Start installing the rings. One at a time, placing the first one with a positioner or a Y-shaped tool to push it to the end of the box. Proceed with the installation, staggering the packing ring joints at a 90-degree angle. Establish the correct position of the lantern ring by counting the number of packing rings up to the injection hole, so that the tip of the lantern ring matches the injection hole. Assure that the joint on the last packing ring by the gland is placed facing down, to allow fluid to leak downwards rather than like a shower as the shaft turns. After installing the last ring, position the gland and tighten with the proper tool until the gland nuts are finger tight. The gland should be inserted in the stuffing box at least 3 mm deep. This will prevent the last ring from extruding due to clearance between the gland and the box. Extrusion will lead to frictional drag on the shaft. Release the gland nuts with the proper tool and finger tighten them again, 1/4 of turn alternately applied each time until you find some resistance. And now, as we move to the final step, pay close attention to the equipment to ensure that your goal for a successful pump packing installation has been met. First, open the flush valve to allow the water to flow through the lantern ring. Lack of sealing fluid may cause immediate damage to the rings. Turn the pump on. An easy way to check if the flush pressure is high enough is to observe the water that leaks from the box. Clear water means that the system is running appropriately. If needed, retighten the nuts alternately, 1/4 turn each time, until leakage reaches the expected level. Congratulations! You've completed your job successfully.